Welcome back to the Colosseum. Today we're going to be looking at the first knockout game, the Eliminator. The first Eliminator, as a matter of fact. These are your participants. First of all, we have Airman, the contestant who got second in House Harkonnen, fairly easily, getting 16 points compared to third place, who was on 12. Then we have Hans Kang, who got 14 points in House Atreides, which was very close because he was super close to getting first and super close to getting third. So lucky for him, he ended up making it through the playoffs. So good luck to him. Then we have Baba Blah, who ended up getting second in Spacing Guild, one of the groups of death, and actually just nicked off Elliot Jax in the third spot for the second spot, beating him on VP percentage tiebreaks. Then finally, we have Raymond C, part of the Bene Gesserit group, ended up getting 16 points and also getting a comfortable second place in that group, only losing out to Halo Dad, who had a great group stage. But with that, let's go into this game and see who is going to be going to these semifinals. You win it, you're in it. If you lose it, you're out of it. So good luck to each and every one of these players. Let's get into the game. All right, we are here. We are going to be getting the black seed in just a bit. Let's take a look at this Imperium while we wait. All right, so we have, okay, we have Disruption Tactics. Not a bad card to start off with. We have Show of Strength, okay. So if somebody pulls off Show of Strength, we do get to see it, we get to add, $3 to the prize pool. We have Cargo Runner, not a bad card. The contracts could be useful. Maybe, there is a Chom Transports on the row. Could be of some use to somebody later on in the game. We have Truths here, not a bad card pickup as well. Gives you your Emperor access, gives you Benny access, maybe goes Espionage at some point, and maybe you can discard your dagger to draw some more cards and see better cards. Pretty versatile card, I would say. And then finally, we have Holy War, a nice little Fremen card, allows you to maybe deploy on reveal if you actually do pull off some sort of Fremen bond with it. The main play is the on-play effect is very strong. It gives you 3 faction accesses, also gives you a nice little Lanzarad space, allowing you to go High Council with it. And you can also, you force each opponent to lose a troop, but not only that, you also make somebody move their spy if they are spying on that space. So interesting. This is going to be an A-tier game since all eliminators and semifinal ones are going to be A-tier games. Can I get black? Thanks. Okay. All right. So while we get black, yeah. So let's get black really quick. These are your contracts that we're going to be working with. Harvest 3 and Spice Refinery for draw 2. So second position is looking pretty juicy here, I would say. But then again, this is also an A-tier game, meaning there's going to be a lot of leaders that generate spice. As a matter of fact, we have, Staban doesn't generate spice, but we have Leah Kynes who generates spice. We have Elisa Ikaz who generates spice. We have Rumber Vernius who generates spice. So, and, Pierre de Vries could also generate spice with something like Insidious. That's one of his Pyro intrigues. So a lot of people might be interested in picking up the Harvest 3 contract. Doesn't matter which position, but they'd be interested in buying it. Spice Refinery is a fantastic card as well. Allows you to go into the combat and get a lot of value for, getting 4 spices for Solari as well. Again, we know how important Solari is, right? Solari runs this game, as a matter of fact, right? You get a lot of resources, and it's just fantastic. We take a look at the text here. We have Glow Globes. You may look at the top card of your deck at any time. We have Delivery Bay, which is a pretty strong card. Again, a very position 2 heavy row right now. And then we have Chone Transports. I'm going to be picked up probably later on in the game. In terms of the skills, we have Loyal, Canny, Fierce, and Desperate. Nothing too crazy. Oh my god, as a matter of fact, Insidious is found by Pyro Debris instantly. Withdrawn or Insidious? Which one does he take? So before we look at the leaders, let's take a look at these players. Who is going to be sitting in what position? We have, let me just quick go to all this. Okay, so we have Airman sitting in, oh, actually, don't know who, okay, hold up. Sorry, guys. Oops. I should probably bring the player names back. All right, so we have Airman in first position with Prince Romber Vernius. We have, Prince Romber Vernius. This is the edited Prince Romber Vernius with Lasgan cannons, meaning his starter card commanders are 3 instead of 2. Then we have Pyder Debris with Raymond C. We have Liet Kynes with Hans Kang in third position, and we have Staban Tuik with Blah 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 in fourth position. So interesting picks up here. Unfortunate for Prince Romber Vernius, he has to go to Dutiful Service and miss out on getting a starter card commander on round 1. That always feels bad. And Pyder Debris is not going to be saying no to picking up starter card commanders on round 1 with the Spice Refinery play. So lovely. Oh, sorry. My lighting is a little bit off. There we go. Okay, should be a little bit better now. Okay, maybe not. All right. Let's continue. Pyro Debris went to Spice Refinery. Liet Kynes went to Deliver Supplies, which is the most typical Liet Kynes play. She probably has a blue Axis put aside here, and she's probably going to be going to Siege. Looking to maybe go Deep Desert next round, trash a couple of cards, maybe go hit up Deep Delivery Bay next round. It's a lot of versatility for Liet Kynes. We see Staban Tuig pull off an interesting opening, actually. He goes to accept contract with a Signet Ring, not the typical Haga Basin line, but he does end up putting a spy on Haga Basin, which is quite obvious because at some point during the game, somebody is going to be going to Haga Basin next round first action because they want to pick up Delivery Bay. So Prince Romber Bernice ended up going to Fremkit, it seems, dutiful service in Fremkit, and just deploying one troop in. Pyder DeVries ends up buying the commander, picks up Canny on round 1. Interesting, okay. I don't know if I would have gone Canny. I would have definitely maybe considered going Gather Support. Why? Because then you maybe get the opportunity to get some spice from the combat, and then you can go to like, then you can go to like Haga Basin, and then go to like Delivery Bay on Assembly Hall and buy commander that way. I don't know. I don't know. It's difficult. I would definitely have gone for Gather Support just for the troops. Because I mean, do you really want the third persuasion at this point? Maybe I guess it's not that bad. I guess maybe you want Truth Sir. That maybe the Truth Sir is not that bad. Okay, maybe getting a third persuasion is pretty good. You get Truth Sir here. Show Strength again could be a useful card for somebody on later on the game. But yeah, continue on with Hans Kang. Hans Kang goes to Siege, ends up heading up 3 troops in the combat. He's looking to win this combat, it seems, just to get a trash off, which is kind of interesting. You wouldn't expect Liet Kynes to, try to get trashing done. Well, because she already gets trashing done through her Arrakis Planetologist ability, where anytime you spawn a Sandworm, you get to get a troop, a trash, and intrigue. Staban Tuig goes to Tactics and is going to be trashing his Dagger, which is actually a pretty perfect line for Staban Tuig, right? Because he's going to have 5 Persuasion. Maybe he looks to buy a good card off the row, and then he gets to see that card basically every round since he already starts with like an 8-card deck. Given that he, loses his Seek Allies, but then once he trashes his Dagger, he's going to go down to 7. And then any card he buys, he's going to most likely see it more often. Oh my god, okay. So Liet Kynes is going to have 5 Persuasion. This is going to be a very obvious Holy War pickup. We see Pivotal Gambit picked up from Pyder DeVries. We see Truthseer picked up from Prince from Vernius, and 5 Persuasion for Staban Tuig. He wanted to buy Holy War. Oh my god, Strike Fleet has just revealed itself. The question is, who's going to be interested in buying Strike Fleet? What does Staban Tuig pick up? Does he pick up... Okay, he goes for Gene Manipulation. Interesting. I guess he thinks he's probably going to get some sort of Bene Gesserit later down the line. Also, it's a pretty good card to trash things. Like, your Dunes and your Recons, and maybe you just get to see something like Gene Manipulation a little bit more, and maybe get Spice off of it once you Prepare the Ways. There's no other Bene Gesserits on the row right now. There's Show Strength, which is a Fremen and Emperor, Spacing Guild for Cargo Runner, Long Live for Fremen, and Spacing Guild for Delivery Logistics. Pyder DeVries is going to be choosing between Devious and... What is it? Oh, sorry. What was the other one? Oops. Sinister. Okay. I think Devious is probably the correct choice. You get to trash a card from hand if you need to. You can also deploy troops in the combat if you need to. Where does Pyder DeVries go? I would think he probably opens up Haga. Maybe not. Maybe he doesn't go Haga. Maybe Fremkit, possibly. Not quite sure. He has a couple of options here. The question is, who's going to be targeting Delivery Bay here? And who's going to be going to Haga Basin? Because realistically, if Pyder DeVries doesn't go to Haga Basin, right? Oh, sorry, did Liet Kynes win the last combat? She did. And she did trash a Dune, it seems? She trashed a Dune, I think. No, she trashed a Recon, actually. Whoa, interesting. Trashing the Recon first as Liet Kynes. I guess it's not that bad. Tactics from... Oh my god, Tactics from Pyder. Does this mean Romber's going to be seeing Haga Basin? Because Liet Kynes most likely wants to go Deep Desert, right? Like, Romber wants to go Haga. Liet Kynes doesn't want to go... Liet Kynes doesn't want to go Haga. She wants to go Deep Desert. So Robert Verdes is going to be seeing 3... Oh my god, he's going to be seeing Haga Basin in P1, which is effectively, 4th to act. That is crazy. I am so surprised. I was expecting Prince Romber to not see Haga Basin, because, I mean, if he gets Haga Basin, he's gonna have a lovely game. Why? Well, because he's gonna go to Haga Basin, and he's gonna go to Assembly Hall, buy Deliberate Bit, and he's gonna have 6 Persuasion to reveal with, which is gonna set him for future commanders, right? He can also, actually, you know what he could do? He could go Haga Basin, and then go to Gather Support, and then buy Delivery Bay, because then he can also purchase a commander on the way. However, I believe Staban is probably just going to be going to Gather Support himself, just to maybe pick up the commander. But Staban might be interested in going to Spice Refinery first. No, Eric Keen, interesting. Oh, he wants to hit 7 Persuasion. This is the typical Bob pickup. He wants to hit 7 Persuasion. The question is, can Pyder DeVries hit 7 Persuasion? He can if he ends up drawing a card. We see a Haga Basin taken from Robert Renius. He's not going to be saying no here for 3 Solari. 3 Solari, 3 Spice. He deploys 1 troop and most likely maybe places in the combat. Maybe doesn't place in the combat. He also knows that Leah Kynes is most likely going to be going to Deep Desert. He's trying to check how many daggers Leah Kynes has, and he knows that Leah Kynes has 2 daggers. So with that, he's probably not going to be deploying in this combat because he's going to be playing his dagger. But he might make the executive choice to maybe deploy 1 troop in just to force Leah Kynes to deploy more than one with an intrigue. Interesting. Let's see how many he deploys. Or does he not deploy at all? I would consider probably just not deploying and maybe holding your troops in. The other argument is also maybe keeping maybe, deploying 1 troop in if you are expecting yourself to go gather support. Yeah. I don't hate deploying 1 troop in because in the case that you might want to, go gather support, you get the commander, you buy delivery bay, you get to your persuasion bag. I don't hate it. I think this is fine actually. Staban might go gather support, but I think Staban's probably just gonna go to assembly hall, let's be honest, right? Gather support from Pyder. Interesting. Why gather support over like also he goes glow globes and he picks up a tech. Interesting. He picks up a tech, but he is not really he picks up the Fremen bump. I guess he's just looking to go siege. I don't know. I don't know if I would have done that. To be honest, like I mean, why gather support? Like, why not just, harvest some spice? Like, you're already getting a troop back from this combat. You're getting some 4 Solari, right? Just why not go gather support next round and then you get to activate Canny? I guess he's trying to activate Canny this round. Ah, I see. Okay. Okay, fair enough. I guess you're trying to maximize the value you get out of your commander. Staban Tuick is more than happy to go to Assembly Hall, and he finds an endgame intrigue of dreams, the Secure Spice Shard, which is the best intrigue in the game for Staban Tuick, especially because he's trashed his dagger already, and he's maybe looking to purchase something like Long Live the Fighters, which is gonna get him even more, deck cycle and deck churn. Oh my god, okay. So what does Rumber do? Rumber's gonna go Refinery here, right? Yeah, surely you go Refinery. I mean, it's free Solari. The fact that Prince Rumber has generated 7 Solari this round is just insane. Not only that, he's also gonna place third in this combat, which is gonna get him 10 Solari. He might be going to Dutiful Service into a High Council pickup next round. Oh my god, what huge moments. Interesting to put a spy on Eric Keen there. I would have considered maybe putting it on Fremkit or Fremen just to, get more value and it's a faction bump at the end of the day, right? If you put it on Fremen. Long Live the Fighters taken from what's his name? Staban. He is more than happy about it. Poison Super Gate taken from Prince Rovernius. He's going to be looking to draw. What does he draw? He draws his Jutser. He is going to have 5 Persuasion. He's going to be looking to buy Quash Rebellion, which is a fantastic card for him. Yep, obviously, it's going to be the pickup. The question is, does Prince Rovernius go High Council first to just buy Delivery Bay if he gets the opportunity to, or does he maybe go Dutiful Service first to then go High Council, right? He has multiple options. He could do either or. But thing is, if he doesn't think he's gonna get Delivery Bay, I think the best outcome for him would just be go High Council first action. But knowing Staban might be interested in going to High Council himself, right? He has a Signet Ring, as we know. Let's see what he draws into. It doesn't find his Long of the Fighters yet. Maybe Staban's interested in going to Spice Refinery into like a Swordmaster play. You don't know. Couple of actions that Staban Tuick has again. We see Glow Globes from Raymond. I forgot what entry he put aside. He put aside Ambitious, and he picks up Calculating, which actually makes sense because, again, he has commanders. The way Calculating works is that if you have for each type of unit you have in the conflict, meaning a commander is a troop, a commander is a unit, a dreadnought is a unit, a worm is a unit, a regular troop is a unit, you get a lot of value the more types of units you have in the combat. Let's see. We see Leah Kynes go to Imperial Basin. Interesting. Just absolutely hammering down the spice. Just letting nobody else have a chance of getting any sort of spice in this game. Interesting plays from Leah Kynes. Let's see what Staban's up to. Does he go gather support here? Does he go accept contract? Maybe look to go High Council. He is going to look to go High Council. Interesting, okay. He's going to put the spy on High Council. Obviously, he's going to spend the Solari, which makes perfect sense. He's going to probably be looking to go High Council. The question is, what does Airman do here? If I was Airman, I would low-key just go High Council and just buy the commander and just buy Delivery Bay and get driven on, right? I don't. It's not a bad idea because you're probably gonna have 6 Persuasion. No, he's not gonna go for it. Look, is it gonna be a Dutiful Service play? It's gonna be it's gonna be Dutiful Service play. But the contracts aren't that great though. Why? Are you trying to what? I guess you're gonna go Driven, right? You're probably gonna go Driven. So why not just go? I'm a little bit confused. I would have gone. I think High Council for Delivery Bay just makes so much more sense here. Unless Romber is trying to go Swordmaster. I think Romber might be trying to go Swordmaster here, and then buy Delivery Bay, which, again, not a bad idea. Am I a big fan of it? No, not really, but let's see. Let's see how it works out for Romber Bernier here. He ends up getting driven, nice, which is very good. We're gonna see not Hasimir. We're gonna see Staban go to High Council, most likely buy the commander on High Council, and he's gonna have a total of he's gonna have 2, 4, 6. I mean, he's gonna have like a lot of persuasion. He's gonna have like nearly 8 persuasion. Meaning, if any good card flips on the road, like Steersman or Overthrow, Staban is gonna be the first one to pick that card up. Oh my god. Okay, so Strike Fleet found. He's gonna Strike Fleet found instantly from Pyre. He's more than happy to try to win the combat here. Because he can also maybe look to maybe play something like Pivotal Gambit and definitely win the combat. Because as we know, when he wins the combat, he gets to get another faction bump. So Raymond or Pyre here is in a pretty good spot. Leah Kynes, what is she up to? Does she go to... Where could she go? I guess she's gonna go... Highliner? There's no way she goes Highliner, right? It has to be a delivery bay pickup. Looks like it is going to be a delivery bay pickup. Okay, yep, delivery bay from Leah Kynes here. Maybe she picks Reveal's Training Depot. No, it's not Training Depot. It is Spy Drones. Not that great of a tech as of right now. By the way, the techs have changed. Obviously, Pyre bought a tech, and then Planetary Ray got flipped, and then Leah just bought a tech, and then Spy Drones got flipped. So 6 persuasion from Leah Kynes. She's gonna have 2 Solari here. The question is, how she get Swordmaster? She doesn't have enough Solari for High Council. She doesn't have enough Solari for Swordmaster. She doesn't have enough Solari to even get by a commander. So she is a little bit on the poorer side. However, she does have something like shipping. And shipping does get her a lot of Solari for and a faction bump. And she has a lot of spice, so she can spend on it. So I think Leah Kynes most likely is probably just going to be looking to go like shipping next round. We see Swordmaster. Interesting. Staban 2 goes Swordmaster. Interesting. So that means Romber Vernice is forced to go to High Council, right? No, I guess he's going to Refinery. Interesting. Prince, I was expecting Staban to go High Council because he has the contract and then maybe like keep the spy there. But I guess he's just he's just happy to maybe like play another action, maybe go to like Fremkit. It's not a bad idea to go Fremkit with your disruption tactics. It's a faction bump at the end of the day, right? I don't hate it. I was expecting Staban Tuick just go like High Council and buy the commander, but I guess he at the end of the day he is Staban Tuick, and again he does get a lot of resources. So he can easily go back to High Council and get his value off that way. So Prince Romber Bernice is most likely going to Swordmaster next round. We're gonna see a pivotal gambit from Pyre de Vries here. He's gonna go Siege. Interesting. I would have gone Fremkit. I would not hate a Fremkit play. You are the only one who has access to Siege. I guess Leah Kynes has access to Siege too, but she already has, so she's not very likely to go to Siege. I would have gone Fremkit or even Tactics for that matter. Maybe Trash to Dagger possibly. I don't know. Definitely some things. Maybe I would have done differently. Maybe Tactics is not a bad option. Siege again isn't a bad idea either because then maybe you set up for Deep Desert to go like Worms with. It's not okay. Siege makes sense. I just prefer like maybe the faction up would be more useful. Interesting. Not gonna deploy too much here, which again is perfectly fine because Staban Tuick literally only has one action. So looks like Leah Kynes is going to be going to buy... I don't know, what is she going to buy here? What do you buy here as Leah Kynes? I mean, the row isn't particularly great. She buys Thumper, which... Interesting card. I guess it's a Fremen at the end of the day, right? It pairs with Holy War. I don't know. I feel like it's a snap pickup of Dangerous Rhetoric, right? I mean, Dangerous Rhetoric is a good card because, again, it gives you faction bumps. Maybe allows you to chase for the Spacing Alliance. Then you can also maybe pick up the Contract here for Earn Any Alliance and get more Solari, more troops. Leah Kynes is lacking a little bit on the Solari side. However, with Delivery Bay, she has just gotten her Solari back. Ends up picking up the Dangerous Rhetoric. A Rebel Supplier shows up. Somebody might be interested in buying it. We see a Staban Tuick end up just retreating Disruption Tactics, just an absolute hater, which makes it even more guaranteed that Pyre de Vries is going to be winning this combat. Unfortunately for Romber, he is not going to be getting that one spice off of Driven. So just an absolute hater from Staban Tuick here, which I mean, to be fair, it does make sense, right? He has no other action. Like he literally cannot go to any other spot other than Fremen. So if he was blocked on Fremkit there, oh my god, his Swordmaster play would have been absolutely horrendous. I didn't even notice that if he got blocked on Fremkit, his game was basically a little bit more in shambles. But it worked out for him. Raymond ended up going to Siege instead of like Tactics or Fremkit. Looks like Raymond's gonna be more than happy to just, trash a card from hand. Just get rid of his dagger, probably. Yep, looks like he's gonna get rid of his dagger. Devious allows you to trash a card from hand or deploy 2 troops from the garrison to your conflict. So it's gives you a little bit of flexibility. As a matter of fact, most of the Pyro intrigues do give you a little bit of flexibility. So he has 5 persuasion to buy. What does he pick up here? Does he go for? I don't actually know what you pick up here. I feel like the contract card's not bad, right? I don't know. He has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards in his deck. I mean, if you have 8 cards in your deck, you totally buy the contract card because at least you get some resources back on reveal with the contract stuff. Is he gonna buy Show of Strength here? It's not a bad pickup. You do have Strike Fleet, Strike Fleet can't be that bad. He's gonna buy Prepare the Way and a Show of Strength. Interesting. He is the only one of the garrison right now, so it does make sense. We see a Staban Tuig picking up Shrouded Council, which again makes sense because, he is going to be generating a lot of spies. And if he puts the spies on faction spaces, well, Shrouded Council gets him to those faction spaces, and he gets influence, and he scores points that way. So super nice for Staban Tuig to find Shrouded Council there. Also, the reveal effect is also very nice because it allows you to purchase a Spicy Slow and instantly trash it with that command effect. So Raymond is more than happy to win this combat. Does he take his influence? Where does he take his influence from? Where do you take his influence from this? Oops, sorry, just one. There we go. Okay, trashed it. Lovely. He finds his Strike Fleet again, which is actually perfect for him, because he can actually go to Espionage right now and then maybe go, and then maybe, go to like Fremkit and trash or, get some troops and like, this is very good for Raymond here. And if he throws a commander in, he might be able to, well, no, he'd still be 1 Solari off, unless somebody goes to Arakeen. Oh my god. Well, I guess Fremkit's taken. So I guess maybe Raymond was ahead of the game and was like, well, I don't know if I want to chase the Fremen Alliance because, Bob's going to go for the Fremen Alliance with Long Little Fighters. But interesting. We see Bob ended up going to, what did he go to? He went to Shrouded Council. Sorry, his 3 cards were Shrouded Council, Dune, and his Ring, which I think was the correct choice. You want to keep your Ring because Ring is a very strong card on Staban Tuig. So it does make sense why he ended up keeping his Ring here. We see Rumber Vernius. I think is probably going to go Swordmaster. I don't think you want to risk Swordmaster here, Rumber. Like, I think you just buy it, right? You just go Swordmaster here. I think maybe go Swordmaster. Maybe end up going to, like, accept contract, pick up the contract there. Maybe cycle out a card. Because I believe your last card is, like, Quash Rebellion, right? Because that's the one card you haven't seen so far. Yeah, it is Quash. So, the bottom card of your deck, which is going to be Quash Rebellion. Staban Tuig is probably going to be... I don't know, he's probably going to be getting a Spices this round, but he could also just be trashing some cards. Interesting to see Staban Tuig actually get rid of his what's the card called? Shrouded Council, because again, it is a Bene Gesserit card that allows him to proc this Bene Gesserit at the same time. We have a couple of interesting things that could happen here. Let's see what Armor's up to here. What does he do? Does he go Swordmaster? Does he go Dutiful Service? Does he go gather support, maybe buy Canny first, and then maybe look to go deliver supplies, and maybe you'll buy like Loyal, and then just hammer down combats. It's not a bad idea for Rumber, Nobody's really picked up commanders. Nobody really is interested in buying commanders. Oops, sorry, guys. Oops. Oh my god, holy sh. Okay, oops. All right, let me just do that really quick. All right, sorry. Yep, there we go. This is the perfect view again. All right, we're back. Yeah, I mean, This is a really close game. I mean, Staban Tuig is having a great game. You could even say Rumber's having a decent game. I would say because he has a lot of Solari, but the problem is he's not really doing much with that Solari. He goes Dutiful Service, which was kind of expected. He ends up really the High Council contract. Why would you not pick up the Alliance contract? Like you're just about to gain an alliance. Like, and it's just super competitive, right? Like that contract is super competitive. Or not super competitive, it's like super contested because, well, Staban Tuig himself is pretty close to getting an alliance himself, right? Leah Kynes might be interested in getting the alliance, right? Because on spacing. Like, why High Council? Like, getting 2 troops and 2 Solari is so big in like in Rumber's game, right? Yeah. I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure why he went for the High Council contract. I guess he's looking to go High Council and buy the commander on High Council. Maybe after going to like, maybe he was looking to go, Swordmaster and then go High Council for the commander. Could be an option. And maybe get a bump up on Benny while he's doing it. Maybe he's also trying to deny Bob the High Council contract, which also makes sense. But I mean, Bob is more than happy to also just, or not Bob, Staban is more than happy to just go to accept contract and buy the Earn Alliance contract because he's most likely going to be getting the Fremen Alliance guaranteed, unless Piter has something to say about this. Okay, Lakeon's here. Lakeon's maybe just go shipping. Oh well, no, shipping doesn't do much for her. Does she go? What does she do here? What does Lakeon's do here? I mean, her hand is not particularly great. She has an intrigue for 2 water, but she doesn't actually meet the criteria for that 2 water. It says if you have a seat in the High Council, then you can get 2 water. But Leia does not have a seat in the High Council. She can play Dispatch and Envoy, which is actually a pretty good card for her because Dangerous Rhetoric gets her the Solari, so she might be interested in going to something like Deliver Supplies and maybe picking up the Alliance. Maybe she goes to accept contract first and then goes Deliver Supplies to pick up the Alliance that way. Could be an option for her. I don't hate it. I think either one's fine. Maybe she was looking. Maybe Leia Khans actually wanted to go Dutiful Service herself to pick up the Alliance contract and then go to Dutiful Service. No, it's gonna go Espionage instead. Oh my God, this makes sense, right? Again, Leia Khans wants Swordmaster, so it does make sense why Leia Khans went to Espionage. She also denies Staban Tuick the spy on that green space, which Staban is not very happy about. He does have the spice, and I think Staban Tuick most likely is just going to be going to accept contract here. I mean, just pick up the Earn the Alliance contract. Maybe he wants to go Refinery here. Maybe he wants to go Siege. Maybe he looks to spawn a worm in, right? A couple of options for Staban Tuick here. Not quite sure what he does here. This combat is a match for him, but the question is, can he beat Raymond here? Raymond has an action as well. He'll be more than happy to win the combat here because it's a match. Maybe he wants to spend 3 spice for a point. I don't know if I would in this case. It's not a bad idea to spend 3 spice for a point. If that allows you to maybe close out the game a little bit quicker, then sure, by all means, go ahead and do it. He can take a bump up on, like, how does Raymond end it though? Even if he wins this combat, he gets 3 spice for a point, which is 3. He gets a match 4. He gets a bump up on Benny and spacing, spacing and Emperor. And he eventually converts those points as 5, 6, and 7. He has an endgame point sitting there at 8. I guess he needs to go like Spice Slow for 9 and 10. But the problem is he has an endgame point, so he can't actually end the game on round 7. So it's going to be a little bit like, even though Raymond is going to be, or Piter is going to be on effectively 10 points, maybe by the end of round 7 with like a Spice Slow, he might still not be in a position to win. He might not be in a position to end it because, well, this endgame doesn't trigger until endgame. Well, that's usually how endgames work. Well, good job, Dino. Completes the Spice Refinery contract here from Bob. Is looking to go High Council, obviously. Question is, what does he do with the spy though? What does he do with the spy? I mean, he has this thing called a ring, but he doesn't actually have any spice to do with that ring. I mean, I assume he probably goes High Council with his gene manipulation and just trashes his recon so he can see, like, Shattered Council with his, recon a little bit more, or Shattered Council with his gene manipulation a little bit more. I think that's probably the plan. Rumber ends up going to Swordmaster, which is all expected. He ends up playing his Quash, which is an interesting choice. I might have considered maybe playing my Dagger there and then maybe going to Deliver Supplies with your Quash, if you got the option to, or even going to High Council with the Quash. Either one's fine. I guess he's not going to be seeing, as a matter of fact, he's not going to be seeing either one of them because both of them are going to be blocked. Because Deliver Supplies is going to be taken from Raymond, and then Piter's probably going to going to High Council. We see a accept contract here from Liet. No, interesting. He's going to go for this shipping play, looking to get Swordmaster next round, which makes sense. Not quite sure why the rush to get Sword Mastery. Like, you could just play your Diplo. Like, nobody's gonna block you on shipping next round, right? Nobody's gonna block you on shipping, so why rush to go shipping here? Especially because you're also generating 2 Solari on reveal. Like, why not just go like accept contract or something? Maybe look to get the contract, the Earn an Alliance contract, and maybe look to push on the Spacing Alliance possibly. I feel like that might have been a little bit more effective of a move for Leah Kynes than whatever else she did here, which is shipping. Like, she has a ring next round. She can just go to shipping with a ring. I mean, she gets the spice back. Like, I don't know. I guess maybe she doesn't have any green. Maybe she's trashed her green. Yeah, she trashed both greens. Okay, so maybe I'm okay. Maybe Leia Khans doesn't have any green access next round. Let's see. Where does Rumber go? Rumber goes to Eric. He's interesting. I guess he just wants to deploy his troop and maybe get the value out of his Driven. Looks like that's the plan. He's gonna draw. Makes sense. Oh my god, and funny enough, Staban Tuig might be just, retreating that Prince Rumber his commander again, and that was going to be a pain for Prince Rumber yet again. All right. Well, he ends up picking a Spice Trader. Well, the thing is, Stevan too, he could actually try to win the combat, couldn't he? If he goes to Fremkid, deploys a troop, and maybe makes Pyro retreat a commander, but no, retreat a troop, but it's not good enough though. Yeah, it's not enough. Lee Khan's ends up buying a Prepare the Way and ends up buying a Southern Street German Mother, which is pretty good. I believe she bought a Fremen. He ends up going to Fremkid here. He's gonna be retreating that commander. Poor Airman or poor Rumber has not been able to guarantee himself this stupid spice off of Driven. What an absolute hater Staban has been to Rumber Vernius here. Rumber Vernius is having a decent game. He could have gone to High Council. He could have gone Gather Support. I guess he just wanted to get some spice off the combat, which makes sense. He's looking to go buy the Cargo Runner, which, at some point somebody was going to purchase. Again, there is a Chom Transports on the road. Maybe Rumber Vernius is looking to buy Chom Transports. All right, nice. Good stuff, guys. Why are we not just buying it normally? There we go. Oh my god. No way. No way. Steersman flips for Staban, and he's not going to be saying no to it with... Oh my god. Oh my god, Staban Tuick cannot lose this game from this position. There is no way. I refuse to believe he can lose this game from this position. He has a spy on him. He has a spy on Benny, which he can take with Shattered Council, and then he can trash a card with his gene manipulation, get some spice out of it. Maybe go maybe go gather support. Maybe get some commanders, and then he plays Steersman to high count to deliver supplies. Gets a water back. Oh my god, this is gonna be a beautiful game for Staban Tuick. However, he needs to hope and pray that the game goes to at least round 7. Unless Raymond somehow pulls off some sneaky win here on round 6, which it doesn't look like he's currently in a position to do so. Wow, what an absolute find from Staban Tuick. He is absolutely loving this game right now. He has trashed 5 cards in his deck. He has Long Live the Fighters. Does he have any green access though? Except for Steersman, I guess he has Ring and Prepare and Gene Manipulation. It's not that bad. Oh my god, what a dream for Staban Tuick. He ends up getting a water back as well. Maybe looking to go Siege and then Deep Desert possibly to win the next combat if it's a non-wormed. It is a non-world combat. Oh my god, this could totally be GG's for the rest of the table here. Let's see what Prince Rumber is up to. Rumber is going to be going to Haga Basin here, or Imperial Basin it seems. Maybe even accept contract. No, he's not going to go accept contract. Oh, I guess he's looking to go accept contract next round with his... Oh no, he's looking to go Sardaukar. So he maybe wants to go gather support first, or no, he wants to go accept contract first and then go Sardaukar possibly? Wow. Oh my god. Oh, I didn't even realize, but our friend Staban Tuick has found his Steersman instantly, which again, it makes sense, right? He has a 10 card deck. It was 50-50 that he was going to hit it. And again, he has a decent bit of draw that he can actually draw into a Steersman again. He can literally go to, Espionage with a Shattered Council, draw 2 cards and find Steersman. He can he can play Long with the Fighters and draw 3 cards, find Steersman. He can go, what else can he do? I guess that's kind of his only draw options in Espionage and Long with the Fighters, or he could just have Steersman in his hands at the start of the game, at the start of the round. That also works. Wow. Okay. So what does Raymond do here? I feel like if I was Raymond here, I'm probably just gonna go to a Siege here, right? Just go Siege and maybe look to go Deep Desert. I don't hate that play. I think that's probably the best line for you. Because maybe you also get to win the combat, which then again also feels bad because then you contest Rumber on the Emperor Alliance, which he's most likely already gonna be getting. Yeah, I guess, but it's not bad because again, it's a match for you. Maybe allows you to end the game a little bit faster. Secure that Spice Trader maybe goes to Siege. You discard a card. If Raymond or Piter ends up winning this combat, what happens, right? Piter wins this combat. He gets a bump up on Emperor, which gets him 2 more points. Because it's a match as well. So he actually has a decent bit of value. Oops. Yeah, I mean, is he not going to go Siege? What is he going to do? I feel like if I was Piter here, I would probably just go Siege here. Maybe deploy in 3. Maybe look to maybe go Show of Strength into Deep Desert if you get the option to. It's not a bad idea. I think this might be the only time where Show of Strength maybe gets played. He could also just play Resourceful, by the way. He could just play Resourceful to play Show of Strength. Looks like he's going to go Siege first, though. No, Arakeen, interesting. He's going to go Arakeen first. He's probably going to deploy 3 troops in. He's going to discard a card, obviously. Maybe throws a commander in for the 4th troop, possibly. Let's see what he does. He goes in for 3. 1, 2, and 3. The question is, does anybody out-deploy Piter here? If nobody out-deploys him, his Show of Strength is legitimately active. Oh my god. And maybe he can go gather support and buy a commander, and maybe buy something like Driven or even Fierce, right? Wow, huge value for Piter here if he pulls it off. So this is gonna be is it gonna be a research station from Staban? No, he's gonna go siege. As I expected. Yes, he's gonna go siege, and he's gonna go deep desert. He's gonna try to win the combat. Just gonna get in the Solari to maybe go privileging. Yeah, I mean Staban's gonna have a nice round. This nice hand, nice action, like couple of actions this round it seems. He also has a spy on Haga, which he can take with, which he can use. Shattered Council with. He can also just go to Espionage or Shattered Council, right? And he can get an intrigue that way. He has Secure Spice Trade. He probably looks to get a Spice Pistol at least next round in the round 7, and he procs that for an endgame as well. Yeah, I mean, Stevan Tuick is having a blast of a game here. We're gonna see Rombervernius take his action now. He's gonna go to High Council here. Picks up. Interesting that he's gonna look to buy a tech here. I guess it's a free tech for him. To be fair, it does make sense. It is free tech for him. And oh my god, we are going to be seeing Show of Strength be played. The question is, where does he play it? Does he play it to Haga Basin? Does he play it to gather support? Does he play it to where can he play it? Actually, I have no idea where he can play it. But I mean, it's mainly just Haga or to gather support here, right? Oh my god. Okay, so Romber Vernius is probably going to be picking up Loyal here, I would assume, right? I mean, it's just a free 2 swords. Yeah, it's gonna be Loyal here. He's gonna pick up Planetary Array because is he looking to win this combat? I don't know if he's looking to win this combat. Maybe he's looking to win next combat, possibly. Okay, Resourceful for 2 more Solari, and he's gonna get the Swordmaster here, and he plays Show of Strength. Bang! Whoa! He played Show of Strength. All right, so that's $3 more into the prize pool. I was not expecting somebody to play a Show of Strength in the knockout stages of the game. That is crazy. Wow, well played from Raymond there. Wow. Okay, that is lovely. This is beautiful. I love this game. Oh my god, Show of Strength has been played. That's another increase of the prize pool, which is nice. Oh my god. Wow. What this is beautiful. I already love this game. This is already my favorite game of the tournament. Anyways, Lake ends up going to High Council, ends up going to Swordmaster here. Okay, now it makes a little bit more sense why he went Spice Traders, played Spice Trader to Arakeen, because then he throws the troops in and he gets Swordmaster. This makes a lot more sense here. Again, I totally missed that line because I was too busy excited about the Steersman pickup and the possibility of playing Show of Strength. Again, if I was maybe focused on just one player, I would have probably seen that a little bit more, obviously. Anyways, so we see a Steersman picked up to deliver supplies here. He ends up finding. Oh my god, finds Long the Fighters. Jesus, okay. And he can probably make Rombervernius retreat, or not Rombervernius, Piter retreat a commander, and maybe that commander becomes of no more use. Because it's currently canny and could be possibly desperate. But if Saban makes him retreat it, well, then it's gonna be no longer canny. It might be desperate, but it's not gonna be canny. We see Piter here goes to Haga Basin. Interesting. Okay, fair enough. He deploys the worm in, and he's gonna be getting a troop in. Does he deploy both troops in here? I don't know if he does. He's currently on 5 points. That's what we know. We know he's currently on 5 points. Right? He doesn't deploy anymore. He's happy with getting second place here. Like, I don't know if he knows, but Stevan Tuick is looking to, win this combat pretty comfortably. Interesting. He's not going to deploy here. I guess he's happy with getting second place. Maybe looking to go High Council next round. Fair enough. By all means, makes sense. We see Disruption Tactics at Deep Desert, and he's probably going to make Romber retreat the commander, right? Yep. Surely, right? You surely make Romber retreat the commander. There we go. Yep, there it is. And there is the commander gone. It is not a candy commander. It is not a desperate, and it definitely cannot be a desperate commander anymore because it is not in the combat. So, Steban is going to win this combat pretty comfortably. He's going to get 2 spies down, which is actually not that really important. Oh, wait, it is, because he can just go to secrets right now, get 2 intrigues, and just, not have to worry about anything. Like, he just goes secrets, and he gets just 2 spies back from the combat. So I think Steban is just gonna go secrets here. We see Romber picking up Prepare the Way. What else did he pick up with the Prepare the Way? Did he end up buying anything else? He just bought a Prepare the Way. Maybe he bought 2 prepares. I don't know. 7 Persuasion from Rombervernius here, or from Piter here. What does he pick up? Maybe he picks up. Does he pick up Corinth City? Is it time for Corinth City, perhaps? I don't think so. I don't think it is. Fremen Warname, Molo Pistol. There's nothing really interesting on the road. Maybe you could go for Fremen Warname because again, you do have a bunch of Fremens and it reels for 2 swords at the end of the day. Not quite sure what Piter would pick up here. Or if I was in Piter's position, what would I pick up here? I think if I was in Piter's position, I would have definitely picked up Delivery Logistics a long time ago. I think Delivery Logistics would have been a really good pickup for him. But really good on Piter to find that calculating line, literally the calculating line. I forgot what the intrigue. Where did he go? Yeah, the calculating line where you just get 2 Solari and you get Swordmaster that way. So fantastic for him. He's not going to be winning this combat. As a matter of fact, he's going to be getting third here. He's not even getting second here. Piter Debris here is going to be. Oh no, sorry. Piter Debris is taken from Leah Kynes. So Piter doesn't get Piter, unfortunately. You know, Piter does not get Piter. Leah Kynes gets Piter. So a little bit of in-home politics, perhaps. You know, the wrong leader getting the leader card. Staban gets Steersman, which this is gonna be a secrets play probably. Yep, just get 2 intrigues, recall a spy. Yep, 2, 4, 6, 8 persuasion. Ends up getting a Spices Power to a fantastic card into a market opportunity. Oh my god, the absolute dream for Staban Tuig. 8 persuasion here. I think you just buy the Corin City, right? I mean, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards in your deck. I mean, I don't hate a Prepare the Way. I don't hate a Corin City. Either one's fine. I think. Let's see what Staban Twig is up to. What does he buy here? What does he buy? He's gonna have 2 more spies down this at the end of this round. Maybe he looks to. I mean, his spies are probably gonna go on Benny and maybe possibly spacing. Maybe look to get the alliance there. He's gonna win this. He's gonna go for the Corin City play. Yeah, he's gonna get us some Solari back from this combat. He's gonna get 4. Right. He's also gonna have market opportunity, which also procs again. He's gonna put his spies, which I would expect are probably gonna be going on both Benny and spacing. Right, because 1 for Steersman and 1 for Shadow Council. So yeah, as a makes sense. He takes the combat off of Piter, which stops him from getting a match. But in terms of winning this game, I think this game's pretty close between Piter and Leah Kynes here. It just matters. It's a matter of how much, not Leah Kynes, between Staban and Piter here. It's a matter of how do they play the round 7 game. Right, because currently they're tied on combat. They're tied on points right now with 5 each. But Staban Twig definitely has an end game, which he's definitely going to be using which is definitely going to be used at some point during the game. Piter himself could also maybe get some. He also has He has an end game point himself with Arakeen and the Storms of the South combat matches. So he's currently on 6 points. He also has, a hanging bump on Benny, a hanging bump on Emperor. So that's 7 points right there. Spices Slow is possibly 8. He has the 9 with the end game. And then maybe a second Spices Slow for 10, but seems a little bit difficult for him. I think he's probably just going to be going to Espionage here, right? And maybe spy up on Arakeen, right? Yeah, looks like Arakeen here. I mean, his injuries aren't particularly great. This is a draw, which gets him a maybe possible Spices Slow. Resourceful isn't all that great. Unnatural maybe isn't all that great either. We see a High Council play from Leah Kynes here. She's gonna find Holy War, which is a Fremen. Maybe that allows Leah Kynes to get a Spices Slow this round with oops, sorry. Yeah, that allows Leah Kynes to get a Spices Slow this round, right? Because it's 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I mean she does get it, and she can also deploy on reveal. This is gonna be probably a secrets play again from Staban Tuig. Yeah, it is. He's going to go secrets, and he's maybe looking to go privilege, maybe draw some cards, get some more intrigues. Oh my god, what a beautiful intrigue, by the way, in total support. Yeah, the thing is, he doesn't even have to play his intrigue, because, well, he has, he's the only one on secrets, and nobody else has a spy on secrets. As a matter of fact, nobody can even go to espionage to put a spy on secrets. So, a nice game here. We're going to see Ron Bervernius here going to gather Sardaukar here. Looking to maybe get the commander, obviously. Maybe he picks up. What does he pick up here? What commander skill does he go for? The Canny? Does he go for Fierce? Not quite sure. It's gonna be a Sardaukar play. He finds unexpected allies. Not quite sure how he's gonna be getting the water, but I'm sure he'll figure it out. Buys the commander, obviously. Yep. Is it going to be a Canny? It is going to be a Canny, which makes sense. Again, he does have a spy on privilege. He can look to go privilege this round and maybe win the combat, right? It is a match for him. He's currently on 4 points. If he gets a Spices Slow, that's going to be 5. If he wins this combat, that is 6, and it's a match. And it's a Fremen bump, so 7. He's going to be 7 at the end of this round if he wins the combat. Then again, we don't know exactly how likely it is going to be win the combat. As of right now, it looks pretty likely. It looks pretty likely he's going to be winning this combat. Rumber Murnius ends up taking the 3 commander skills. Interesting little organization here of the skills, techs, and Sardaukars. Ends up completing the starter card contract. Ends up probably looking to win this combat. Okay, not bad. Kenny from Piter here. Desperate from Piter. What is Piter up to? Does he just go Eric Keening? I think he might just go Eric Keening, right? Just Eric Keening. Maybe deploy a couple of troops in. If you find show strength, maybe you can go privilege or something. No, it looks yeah, it's gonna be an Eric Keening play. Doesn't find show strength. Doesn't find anything particularly useful. Maybe he can also he could also play sadistic to lose one of your troops to get to get a card draw to then find one of his better cards, I guess, that he wants to play. However, I don't know if he actually has many more better cards. Let's take a quick look. I mean, he has like he has his what's it called his spice trader, right? He has a spice trader. He has I think that's it, right? It's just spice trader and like show of strength. Nothing too crazy. Rumber forgot a spy from the Emperor space, and that spy is gonna be jailed on Imperial Basin. All right, now Leokhines. What does Leokhines do? I mean, Leokhines is not having the greatest of games here. Let's be honest, right? I mean, if we had to put our bets in right now, I think. As a matter of fact, like, let me know who you guys think is gonna be winning this game at this point in the game. Like, what do y'all think is gonna be ahead? Who's ahead? And maybe who do you think is gonna be getting second? I'm not that second really matters. It's like if you win, you're through. If you lose, you're out. Dutiful service play ends up killing a couple of troops in from both Rumber and Piter. Neither of them really affected because their garrisons are pretty healthy. Ends up picking up the contract card. Or picking up the what's the card called? Picking up the harvest contract. The harvest contract. Guess he's probably gonna be harvesting at some point in this game. All right, Stefan Tuick is probably going to be going to a high privilege here. Yep, makes sense. He's going to be playing his what's it called? He's going to be playing his market opportunity most likely, right? He's going to be getting his spice. He's going to first get rid of detonation, which I think is a fantastic play. He ends up finding a Chris knife, which is another endgame point. Oh my god. Stefan Tuick also gets discard 2 cards for a Corinth City point, which is huge. He draws 2 more cards from Intelligence Training, finds his Steelsman. Oh my god. And he's going to be discarding his Dune and his convincing argument for 5 and spend 5 Solari, obviously. And yeah, he's going to just, score another point here. Does he cannot get a Spices Slow? He's going to get rid of his ring. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's going to buy his Corinth point, which makes sense. And he's gonna have a spicy slow on reveal as well because he can go to like deliver supplies with the steersman. He also he has his beautiful Along with the Fighters on his hand. Yeah, he's gonna end up trashing his. He ends up playing his discarding his convincing argument, which I think was the better play anyways. Because he can also just draw into enough cards to find a spicy slow anyways. The question is, can he end the game this round? I don't think so. I think he might be like 1 point off of ending it, right? Because he gets the Spacing Alliance. He might, well, actually, I don't know if he does. He might be able to get the Spacing Alliance, and he gets a Spice and Slope. But that's only 9 points. He cannot get to 10th. However, he is going to be holding an endgame for the 10th point. Ron Bernius ends up going to Imperial Basin, it seems, right? Yeah, he went to Imperial Basin. He ends up getting us some spice. Actually, as a matter of fact, I think he got like a single spice out of it. That wasn't a great move, was it? Was it the greatest of moves? Oh, but he had a spy there. I just forgot. He had a jailed spy there, so it makes a little bit more sense. He ends up drawing 2 cards, one from Cargo Runner because he has completed at least 2 contracts. He's 1 contract away from completing the 4th. But yeah, he ends up completing the contract. He ends up getting a draw. He looks so. Is he gonna be trying to win this combat? It doesn't look like he's committing into it. Well, he's deployed 2 in, which is I guess the max he could have deployed anyways. So Haga base. No, he's gonna gather support. Okay. So Piter Debris is looking to gather support here. Like I think Stefan Tuick might just be winning this game straight off of like end games. Like he doesn't need he can just get a Spices Slow this round, the Spacing Alliance, and a Spices Slow next round, and he's just on like 12 points. Like there's nothing that Piter can even do to even come close. Like unless Piter somehow like worms the combat next round and gets a Spices Slow this round. Again, Spices Slow is a little bit more, doable for him. But worming the next combat doesn't seem too easy. Well, because he doesn't have a wall break in his hand. And maybe he doesn't want to particularly go to siege to break the wall, right? And even if he does go to siege, maybe Stefan just blocks him on Haga, right? So there's a lot of things that could maybe go wrong for Stefan for Piter here. Looks like maybe Stefan's probably gonna be in a good looks like he's gonna be in a good spot here. Leah Kynes, what is she up to? She's gonna go to secrets here, maybe go Fremkit. Fremkit it is. Not gonna be getting a spices list round, it seems. Yeah, it doesn't look like she's gonna be getting a spices list. She goes Fremkit, right? But she is gonna be going to Fremkit, nevertheless. Ends up finding Piter. Oh my god, a 3 persuasion card for another 3 persuasion card. 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. Well, I guess she needed to find any 2 persuasion card, as a matter of fact. I don't know what the odds of her finding a 2 persuasion card were. What were they? There it is, 50-50, I guess. Okay. 50-50 odds that she found a 2 persuasion card, and she did. As a matter of fact, she found the 25% to get the Spices Low and Trash a card. So super nice for Leah Khan. She gets the Spices Low. She's on 6 points. So this is gonna be a steersman play to deliver supplies. Probably ends up finding his long lived fighters. Maybe. Interesting. He's looking to play his. He's looking to play his Jin Motivation first. Where to? Like, I mean, I understand you want to trash your whatever it's called. You want to trash um your Dune, right? Like maybe you go like Refinery with your ring. Maybe you get like some Solari so you can proc Cornet City next round, right? Like I don't think he actually wants to draw into a spice. I don't think he wants to draw into Long Live the Fighters this round. He has 3 cards in his deck. One of them is Long Live the Fighters, obviously. One of them is a Dune, I believe, right? He has the second Dune, I believe, or has he trashed it? No, he trashed his other Dune. So his like other cards are literally like convincing. No, he's trashed. His convincing is his discard. So I actually have no idea what's in his deck. I see. Matter of fact, let's take a quick look. It is Disruptor Tactics and Recon. Okay, fantastic. So nothing crazy. Um, let's see what Stefan's up to. I mean, just go. I mean, I think Siege is fine. I think Refinery is fine. Like he has a couple. He has a couple of lines here, right? What does he do here? Does he go Refinery? Does he go Siege? Maybe look to maybe possibly go. Because does he Naked Worm this combat possibly just to get some spice out of it? Looks like it might be a Naked Worm. Yeah, it is gonna be a Naked Worm. He ends up getting a spy down. He ends up. Oh, he goes for the spice. Interesting. He goes for the spice. He doesn't go for the He doesn't go for the worm. Interesting. Now, why is that? Like, what are you trying to do with the spice? I assume he's probably looking to go, like, shipping? But then what does shipping do for you? Like, I would expect maybe Staban to buy, like, Hollow or Shuttle Fleet. Shuttle Fleet is a great tech on the road for Staban, right? Because, like, all he has to do is just go deliver supplies this round. Next round, he has to go with Benny, right? And he just buys Shuttle Fleet, and he spices slows, and he just ends the game. Like, he's just guaranteed to be on, like, 12 or 13 points next round, and there's absolutely nothing that any of the players can do about it. So Rumber Verdius, I mean, he's in a pretty difficult spot here. He's probably just gonna be going to Spice Refinery, I would think. Yep, he's just gonna spam out on commanders, right? I mean, the commander game is actually pretty strong on both Piter and Rumber, but it doesn't matter because Stamon is just gonna end the game straight up with a beautiful Corn City and Steersman that he found, and the market opportunity. That was a crazy pull. Yeah, it looks like Rumber's just gonna go for the win here. I mean, if I was Rumber here, I would totally first calculate how many intrigues Piter's got. And, well, if it's not many, then, like, figure out how many intrigues Piter's holding, right? Like, if you know how many intrigues Piter's holding that are real, then it'll tell you exactly what, it'll give you a little bit more information to, skimp out on the combat. Again, he could Desperate, obviously. So you might be a little bit blindsided because of it, but oh my god, and he finds oh my god, that he doesn't have any Fremens left in his deck, so this doesn't even work. But he does get a Spice of Slow anyways. So that's nice. He ends up having 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 persuasion exactly. Leah Kynes ends up buying a Spice of Slow. This is gonna be a steersman to deliver supplies probably. That's gonna get him the Spacing Alliance probably. He's gonna draw a card. Does he find his Long Live? He does not find Long Live. He ends up finding Disruption Tactics. Interesting. All right, he's gonna recall an agent, probably from what I would expect is gonna be Haga. Oh no, he's gonna interesting. He's gonna recall from Privilege. Why Privilege? Okay, Staban and Rumber obviously buys the Spices slow. Looks like a privilege right now. Looks to find Strong of the Fighters, obviously. Is probably going to be trashing his Dune, or maybe trash the Recon. Not quite sure what Rumber's up to here, or what Staban's up to. Like, why are you trashing so many cards? I mean, it's not a bad card. It's not a bad idea. Wait, yeah, you do have a yeah. She does have a he does have a Benny in play. Oh, this makes more sense why he did it because he's looking to end the game this round. He's gonna get rid of Spice's power. Ends up finding a nice little mercenaries. Okay, I forgot that this I was actually active for this 2 Spice because Shrouded Council. Okay, this makes a lot more sense. I thought Saban would have to play Refinery and then go Privilege or something. This makes a lot more sense because now he's gonna buy Shuttle Fleet and he's gonna go up on Benny and he's gonna go up on Transport. Whoa, whoa, interesting. That is interesting. Wow. Okay. I mean, he's just gonna go accept contract now, isn't he? Yeah, he's just gonna complete another contract, and he's just gonna get a spices load this round, like on reveal. Oh my god, huge. Um. Wow. Okay. So Staban Tuik is just gonna accept contract, and I probably complete the other contract, right? I would think. Maybe go. Where else can he go? Realistically, where else can he go? Literally nowhere. I mean, does he think he's gonna revisit High Council here? I don't think so. Right? Yeah, he gets that. I mean, but his injuries are also not that bad. Like his injuries are pretty good. I mean, he's holding 2 end games, obviously, for Secure Spice and Chris Knife, and this is a 3 Solari for another intrigue. But the question is, does he care about this 3 Solari? Because realistically, he's not winning another combat, is he? He's not winning another combat. So this doesn't actually do much for him. Really, he's looking to kill the commander. Why not kill? Why not kill the commander there instead of the troop? Or like, why would you not make them retreat the commander? Because then he can't spawn that commander next round. Oh, interesting. He's gonna try to I don't know quite. I'm not quite sure what you do here. I feel like if anything, you retreat Rumber's commander, or you maybe retreat Piter's commander. Like I think you definitely retreat a commander because the thing with commanders going into round 7 is that you can always spawn them if you have extra Solari, right? But with troops you cannot spawn them. So it's like you can deploy 3 troops at Arakin, but you can always deploy one more with a commander. But if you have that commander in a garrison, you can only deploy that commander, right? Yeah, I think if I would deploy, I would just make them retreat a commander here. I think that's probably a little bit better line. Spice is still from Staban here. Probably he's gonna buy Prepare the Way with it, I would think, just for some future draw, obviously. Also I actually do like the Trump transfers pickup here. The more that I look at it, because well, first of all, it gets him the alliance, and then once he gets the alliance, he can also maybe play Corn City to like Imperial Privilege or even like Assembly Hall. I thought maybe he was gonna go for the Shuttle Fleet play, just for the Benny alliance possibly, but it makes sense because he's maybe hedging against a possible propaganda. Because if a propaganda shows up, then he's gonna be a little bit of trouble. It does not show up, so he's a little bit he's a safe here. But yeah, I mean he's gonna look to maybe dominate this game here on like 12, 13 points possibly, right? He has a spy on deliver supplies, so he literally cannot be blocked there. Secrets or deliver supplies. He's gonna go deliver supplies. Interesting. Why deliver supplies? Looking to block Staban maybe, but Staban's just gonna complete the contract anyways. Let's see. Like, and especially if Leah Khans goes to privilege afterwards, then Staban definitely completes the contract and gets a spy off. Oh my god, huge. All right. Now we got to look at Rumber and who is this? Rumber and Piter. Who's going to be winning this combat? Can the winner of this combat ever contest Staban Tuik in this game? That part we don't know yet. Can the winner of this combat contest? Well, if Rumber wins this combat, let's be honest. If Rumber wins this combat without having to spend and also gets 6 Solari for the point there, he might be in a pretty good spot to contest Staban. However, he has already gotten most of his faction ops. I don't think he's ever going to be getting that spacing friendship. So that's basically out of the question. I think Rumber is probably looking to go like, a High Council to buy a possible dropships play. Maybe he's looking to go, get a water down. He definitely needs a water, obviously, right? He needs a water because he needs to get unexpected allies off. The question is, how does he get that off? Looks like Arakeen first, just to draw a couple of cards. Not quite sure what he's looking for right now. I actually kind of forgot what he has in his deck a little bit. I mean, he has Quash and Truth Sarah, which don't really do much in this case, but again, you never know. He's gonna throw the commander in, which makes sense. Um, Yeah, I mean, I think this is fine from Robert Vernius here. He can actually go privilege and deploy with and actually get rapid dropships off, which is kind of crazy because he can go to green space, get a commander, get a negotiator, and then instantly use that negotiator to buy rapid dropships, which is only 3 persuasion for him, by the way. It's typically only 3 spice for him, because he has high council, but with 2 negotiators it becomes 1 spice, and he has that 1 spice. Let's see what Pyder Debris is up to. What does Pyder do here? Does Pyder go refinery? What does Pyder do? I mean, possible highliner. Can't really go highliner. He does have this resourceful that he can probably use with show of strength to just draw a couple of cards. Yep, makes sense. Looks to go high council right now. Interesting. Is he gonna go buy plasteel? Maybe not plasteel. Does he go for rapid dropships? Does he go for spy drones? Does he go for shuttle fleet? Which one does he go for? What does he do here? The thing is, like, even if you buy shuttle fleet, what does that do for him? Nothing realistically, right? Like that shuttle fleet doesn't do much for him. Like he gets a bump of an emperor. Congrats. I guess he's gonna take it. And I guess the bump on Benny maybe just to go like secrets possibly, but the secrets doesn't do much for him either. Hmm. I mean, secrets just for like an intrigue possibly. It's not a bad idea. I would consider maybe buying spy drones, especially when you have strike fleet in your hands. But then again, like, how are you deploying these troops in it? And you know for sure this game gonna end this round because I mean, all Bob has to do realistically is just get a spice and slow and get the spacing alliance, and that's just game over. But can Hans Kang maybe go shipping and stop Bob from ending the game by taking the spacing alliance ahead of Bob or ahead of Stevan? Does Leikans go shipping just to stop the game from ending? Possibly, it's not a bad idea. But then the problem is the game still ends though because whoever wins this combat just ends the game, right? And Leah Kynes cannot take the alliance and stop the winner of one of these, like, and stop one of these two from winning the combat. Yeah, Leah Kynes is gonna get a spices over here, and it's gonna hope and pray that like 7 or 8 points is gonna be good enough for a possible like second place here. Steersman to deliver supplies, obviously it makes sense. He's gonna complete a contract. He's gonna get some Solari. Finds Log the Fighter is huge. He's gonna complete a contract for taking the alliance. He gets 2 more Solari. He gets 2 more troops, and he gets another draw. Finds Corinth as well. Oh my god. Holy. Oh my god. You could not ask for a better draw here from Staban, because now he just goes to assembly hall, he recalls a spy, and he gets Corinth off, and he gets a spice slow because all he has to do is just go assembly hall, get rid of his spice slow, get rid of his recon, and then just go to like something like Fremkit with his long of fighters, and he guarantees himself a spice slow. Oh my god, huge games from Staban 2 here. Wow. I mean, that's how you do it, I guess. He does have to see, obviously. He does have to see Fremkit for that to work, but I think it is nearly guaranteed that he's going to be seeing it. Wow, I mean, huge game from Steban Tuick here. Obviously, I mean the minute that he got Steersman, I think the game was very very decided. That Steersman pickup was beautiful. I mean, the long live was fantastic as well because that long live allowed him to get the Fremen alliance. That allowed him to push for a little bit more, to find Steersman and just trash a bunch of his bad cards and get more value out of it. But yeah, it looks like Rumber's just gonna go to privilege here. I think maybe get rid of his, maybe buy the tech here. No, he's looking to go siege obviously because he wants to get the water. Yeah, he needs to go to siege to get the water. But he also needs to go to refinery. Like, you need to go to siege and you need to go to refinery in order for you to pull this off, right? You definitely have to go siege, obviously, right? I think this move is definitely siege. The question is, what's the next move? Finds Quash. Okay, that's good. That's 2 more swords. That's guaranteed a spicy slow. That's 5. So that's currently 8. If he wins this combat, that is 9. If he spends the 6 Solar, that is 10. He gets a Worm, that's 11. But that is no good because, well, he has to hope and pray that Bob doesn't place in this combat. And even if he does, he has to hope and pray Bob doesn't have an endgame because, well, Bob is definitely at least on 10 right now because he has because he has the contract card, the contract tech, which is a point. And then he can probably reveal for a spicy slow, which is another point. So we have to. I mean, Airman needs to have a lot of things go right for him. But I mean, as we know as spectators, there's not much realistically that Airman can do or Rumber can do here. Gonna go Fremkit first. Interesting. Instead of going to assembly hall. I guess either one works, right? Just go as Fremkit first because assembly hall can't really be blockable. Oh, it also makes sense because he has three cards at the bottom of his deck. What are they? They are your ring, your Shattered Council, and your disruption tactics. Is it time to get rid of the disruption tactics? Maybe you think. Well, no, he could actually just go gather support with disruption tactics and deploy some troops on reveal. Shattered Council isn't particularly great. Maybe he wants an intrigue out of the Shattered Council. Oh wait, no, it's too late though. I think you definitely trash the Shattered Council, right? And maybe no, you'd probably want to keep your. I feel like you'd keep your disruption tactics, trash your council, and maybe discard your ring or something. I don't know. I feel like that's probably the line that I would have taken because like your last action is gonna be Corrin City to Assembly Hall, right? Like it doesn't matter what you do. Like just play your at least have your disrupt tactics to deploy troops on reveal, right? That's what I'm thinking. Like keep your disruption tactics. He's gonna trash the tactics. Interesting, and he's gonna discard his Shrouded Council. Interesting. I would have kept the count. I would have kept the tactics. I'm gonna be honest. I would have kept the tactics, because then you get to deploy troops on reveal. All right, let's see what Rumber's up to. What does Rumber do here? Does Rumber go to Refinery? Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be Refinery play from Rumber. Oh my god, I didn't realize, but Leah Khan somehow purchased Forbidden Weapons. I did not. I completely missed that play. When the hell did Leah Khan buy this thing? I guess it makes sense because she has a free bump just laying around, and she also has a couple of troops that she can deploy on reveal, but literally two troops. But she also has this bump that she can maybe take for the possible alliance on spacing, but it's a little bit too late for that. I mean, Lakehan's probably just gonna go out of support, maybe deploy troops in via rapid drop ships, and then have some troops on reveal. I mean, she can get up to a decent bit of strength, but I don't think it's gonna be good enough here. Yep, Romber goes to a spice refinery, ends up buying the ring tech, reveals training depot though. Interesting. How did this guy buy two techs? How's he done that now? How do you buy two techs? What? How did you buy two techs? Let me ask him really quick. Sorry, what? Where did you go to buy two techs? Sorry, how did you buy two techs?
Server receivers. With
Oh, you bought servers. Oh, but how did you buy the first tech? How did you buy server receivers?
Didn't I already have a thing there? Didn't I already have specimen negotiator?
Wait, where did you go with your
Yeah, but you didn't go to green. How did you buy it?
I played. Oh, fuck! I meant to play. Oh,
Okay, if you were planning on playing ring, just play your ring. I think that was assumed.
it's still be the same thing. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, that makes sense. Okay, okay, there we go. I was confused. I was like, how did this guy buy server receivers and then with nothing? Okay, all right, that's confusion's gone. Thank you.
No info. Trust.
All right, well, it makes sense. I was like, how did he buy server receivers there? But it makes a little bit more sense. He was planning on playing his ring, obviously, which is the better choice. And he buys server receivers, which then procs Training Depot, which I think is good for him. And yeah, he's probably gonna be winning this combat with a worm. So yeah. Okay. Anyways, with that little bit of distraction, we go on to Piter here. Piter ends up playing his what does he play? He plays Spice Trader, it seems. Yeah, he's gonna be playing Spice Trader. Where'd he go with Spice Trader? Haga? He went to Haga. Interesting. It got some two spice. Not quite sure what he did there actually. It doesn't matter. And then Leocon's go to guide the support, ends up buying rapid dropships as expected. We see Assembly Hall from what's it called? From what's it from Corn City Assembly Hall from Staban 2A Corn City played, ends up buying a special on reveal, ends up 10 persuasion from Romber here. He ends up playing his unexpected allies, which gets him two more strength in, or enough strength in to just nick out Leah Kynes in this combat. And the game is going to be over. Okay, so 9 persuasion from Piter here. He's gonna also have is gonna be ending on 10 points this round. Bump up on spacing. Whoa, is this gonna be the Lion Steal possibility that we all think? No, it's not. He's just scaring him. He's gonna take the bump down on spacing again, which is I guess cool beans. Um, we see 10 persuasion from Steban Tuick. He's on 11, and he's gonna have an endgame point for 12. So there's literally nothing that Prince Robert Bernays can do here at this point. He is gonna just be on 11 points at best, and that is gonna be that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it. He's just on 11 points. Steban Tuick is just on 12. There's nothing that Steban Tuick can do. I mean, he has 2 swords, I guess. I mean, 5 swords on play, and that's kind of cool, I guess. And he can also lose 2 troops from his, lose 2 troops from his garrison. How's it 7? You know, Wormin. Wait, where's your worm? Where's your worm? Where's your worm? Where's his worm? There's no worm. I mean, he has an endgame. He's on 11. Yeah, I mean, but that is it. I mean, literally, this guy had triple endgames for Secure Spice Trade, which is the first intrigue of his game. He finds this mid game, and then he finds this for the end game. Wow, huge. I guess the only way for this to have gone, anybody else's way was like, I guess Bob would just have to get a little bit unlucky. That's it. That's literally all that we could have hoped for. Because I mean, the minute he got Steersman, I mean, the game was very good. The game kind of went his way. After he got Steersman. What a great flip. I mean, he was probably gonna buy Spices that round and just buy along with the fighters and just trash cards and get Spices slow off that way. But I mean, to be fair, I think he would probably still I mean, the game would definitely been a little bit closer, right? If he doesn't have Steersman, because then he maybe lose. Then he doesn't get the spacing alliance. And maybe he doesn't get to pull off Chunk Transports possibly. Like he maybe loses like 2 points off it, and it's a little bit closer. It's maybe like 12 to 11 or something. It's definitely a little bit closer. But yeah, well played from Bob there. Well played Raymond for getting second place there. Well played Airman third place with 11 and 1 spice, and then well played Hans for 5 and for 8 points and 5 spice. Unfortunate game from Hans Kank there. It's just a little bit unfortunate. He kind of had he had some decent cards to begin with, but not like he got Swordmaster a little bit late. But it didn't matter because like the reasoning why Raymond or Piter was still in the game is because even though he didn't have Swordmaster as early as say something like Steban or Rumber, he had a lot of tempo through Worms. So you can have a lot of tempo through Worms, so you might not need Swordmaster as early, but eventually when you do need to get Swordmaster to kind of get your tempo back. And if Raymond wanted to win this game, I think there had to be some sort of path for him to win this combat. And especially when you have 3 commander skills, like you have Desperate, you have like Canny and stuff. Like you gotta utilize that to win the round 7 combat, right? You gotta do the best you can. But I mean, this is also not 4 swords. But yeah, well played from all the opponents, all the players there. Congrats, Bob, for making it to the semifinals. Let's go talk to Bob a little bit. In this game.
I think the early card flips for me were really good. Like getting the Steersman and the long live together, I think is a big combo. I think I mean, those are obviously like hugely fortunate. I think also the round 1 hand for Steban was like almost perfect. Like I drew Ring and Seek Allies. I was able to trash here, so I pretty much got a huge engine going. I like picked up a good contract with Refinery. I did some good like deck thinning with tactics, placed in the combat, and that really I think just set off like a good like deck building engine for me. So because I like trashed early and was drawing cards a lot already, I could start buying expensive cards, which sort of like snowballed into like an even bigger engine with like Long Live and Steersman.
Yeah, once that
And might
Steersman
I
flipped, the game
add-
was pretty good for you.
Yeah, helped a lot.
And might I add, one thing Bob did masterfully in this game, sorry to cut you off, Dano, I just have to get this out, was he waited for the perfect moment to deploy his troops.
Yes.
I think it was round 5 or 6 when this combat came out. Bob swept in, taking the combat from Green, who was not able to be table talked by Che. Che was mentioning that Green should deploy more, but Bob swooped in with perfect timing, a master stroke, and was able to get a lot of assets from this combat.
Surprisingly, Disruption Tactics was a really, really good card for Bob. I mean, the fact that he denied Airman almost like 2 spice with the 2 drivens, and then also was able to skimp out on the Emperor combat against Piter was also huge. I was not expecting. I was expecting out because I saw Bob's hand, right. I was like, oh, he's gonna go in to Deep Desert afterwards. But I think Piter maybe should have been a little bit more careful. But then again, even if Piter had been a little bit more careful, I don't think even if he max deployed there, Bob still goes over the top.
Well, we were discussing it, and Bob was so well prepared that it was discussed that Bob would not have been able to overcome Green in this particular combat had Green full deployed. And yeah, it's funny you mentioned Che getting absolutely outplayed again by Bob. Yeah, just denying 2 spice, 3 spice. Che was very salty. If you were in the VC, you could have heard him talk a little bit about that. But yeah, he was not very happy with the winner of the game this match.
I should disclose that bets were made before the game about complimenting whoever came out on top.
Well, I mean, now you're into the semifinals. You're gonna be playing well, we don't know who, but you're gonna be playing the six unfortunate losers of the semifinal one game and maybe one of the winners from the other eliminator game. Anything, Raymond, do you want to add anything on if you're still around here? In terms of how that game went for you?
Yeah, I you talked about that particular combat of the Emperor. I think, yeah, I missed that he can deploy and retreat my troops, so that was a game winning, I think, for Bob. So yeah, really a mistake from my side.
Obviously I can check the footage again and we can see exactly how much of a chance you had in that combat because I believe from my perspective, if Bob makes you retreat the canny commander, you're in a little bit of a difficult spot there because the thing is Bob retreated a commander before you could have even desperated, so you wouldn't have even been able to pull off desperate. But yeah, I think it would definitely been a little bit closer combat if you had deployed more troops in. What I'm really excited about is the fact that you pulled out show of strength. That was really cool. You
Yeah.
know, that was like the sickest game. I was like, dude, this is my favorite game. I don't even care about who wins this game. It's already my favorite game of the tournament because well, somebody pulled off show of strength. So also one props to you, Raymond, for finding the calculating line, the one where you get the two Solaria and Arakeen, of getting what like three Solaria out of it, and then like getting ahead in Swordmaster on like the round 6, I believe it was. Which kind of I mean, it stopped Hans from getting into the spy recall, which I don't think would have changed much of his game anyways. Um, but yeah, it was cool to see that.
Yeah, it was a really
Thanks,
sneaky
thanks.
way to get into Swordmaster. We had planned to block Raymond from Swordmaster because he didn't have any Solari, and then he pulled out the Solari intrigue and snuck in there. I think that was a really scary moment for the rest of us.
Yeah. What was actually interesting to see is that Airman didn't want to pick up the contract, the alliance contract, and like he was sitting on the third tier of the Emperor for like the longest time. And the thing is, I thought that was gonna be a really heavily contested contract because I thought maybe Hans was looking to go deliver supplies, maybe getting with his dangerous rhetoric at one point. Before, by the way, Steersman was on the row. So I was thinking maybe Hans is gonna look to get the spacing alliance with like a possible like earn a alliance contract and then go for like a dangerous rhetoric into spacing. That's what I thought he was gonna be doing until he decided to go like espionage, which also makes sense because he got a spy on Swordmaster. And that spy again got him the Swordmaster action. So yeah,
Well,
it made a little bit of sense.
Well, Bob has mentioned to me in private that he has been attending psychic school, so I think he used his adept abilities and mentalism to mind control us a little bit.
Hmm.
Dissuading Airman from getting that alliance contract, and also Raymond picking up Shuttle Fleet at the end there, just totally mind controlled. We didn't stand
Really?
a chance.
Why did so you're telling me there was table talk that made Che decide to pick up, or Airman decide to pick up the High Council contract and does it earn any alliance contract?
No, the table talk I'm talking about was we were discussing how Bob was going to end the game on round 7, and so the reason why I went deliver supplies, action 1, I had a
Is to get a possible shuttle fleet, yes. Yeah.
yes, is to go for the shuttle fleet, but again, Bob has been hard at work, sweating underneath that waterfall, mind controlled Raymond into picking up the shuttle fleet, and it was just yeah, we never stood a chance, Dino, truthfully.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the minute that I got the minute I saw a steersman flip, I was like, "Oh my god, you could not have asked for a
That
better
was
card
big.
as Bob." I
That was
mean,
big. That
and
was
then and then
big.
and then and then finding market opportunity when you're about to buy purchase Corinth City is genuinely
Yeah,
got to
it
be one of
was
the top 5 feelings of the game.
yeah,
Um,
that was crazy.
With the intelligence training to go with it for the
Yeah,
card
I
draw.
know, I know. It was gross. And I was sitting there going like, "Oh, Staban's gonna go. Staban would accept contract first hand." And so I was like, "Okay, interesting. He goes accept contract with this ring instead of going to like the typical Haga line that you see." And then he ends up finding secure spice trade on like that on I don't even know where you got an intrigue from on that round like the first round. but you just had secure spice trade at the start of the round, and then you picked up like Chris Knife match in like mid game, and then it was insane. I was like, this guy's just holding double end games. This guy's never has to win a combat for the rest of his game. He ends up winning the one combat just to stop Piter from snowballing. That's it. Other than that, he did not enter a single combat.
Yeah. There was even the ones where I was just retreating chase troops out and not even putting in troops myself.
You had no troops. That's the thing. But yeah, it was super funny to watch Romber's poor little commander get retreated. So he lost like 2 spice on that, I believe. We can obviously watch the recording, but yeah, super interesting game. What a beautiful game that was. Obviously in terms of the deck management, Long of the Fighters, again an MVP card. Can we talk about manage like Long of the Fighters into the gene manipulation to trash more cards, and then like the perfect double spice and still picks up as well. Oh my god, wait, you actually don't even have you don't even qualify for the contract, do you? Well, you don't even have to qualify for the end game. You don't even have 2 spices because you trashed one of them.
No, I don't know where it went, but I definitely had to. I think
did you?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay,
I was very
okay.
careful not to trash it on the last reveal.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I mean, yeah. Anyways, I mean, not that that one point would have changed, the world, in terms of this game, but that was a crazy game. I'm glad this game's gonna be the first one that's gonna be premiered. But yeah, congrats, Bob, for making it to the next stage of the game. Thank you, Hans, Raymond, and Che for participating in this tournament. I appreciate you guys for being here, and good luck in the next tournament.
All right, GG's. Thank you.
Thanks, all. Good game.